little quartet song, too, for you.
5, 4. Okay, well, really, hold on. 2, 1.
God rest ye merry gentlemen, let nothing you dismay. Remember Christ our Savior was born on Christmas Day, to save us all from Satan's power when we were gone astray. Oh, tidings of comfort and joy, comfort and joy. Oh, tidings of comfort and joy.
Now I am seated with by the way, that was wonderful. Very well done and very touching. I hope it sounds as good on the radio as it does here. We're broadcasting from the Bocce restaurant on 14th Avenue, and a nice family that owns and operates it here in town. And I'm seated next to a pastor, and your name, Pastor, is?
Frank Ellis.
Pastor Frank, nice to meet you today.
Nice to meet you, Rhett. Glad to be with you today.
I actually believe I probably met you last year. I went to a church, and this is not a church service, folks. This is like walking through a motion picture. I don't know what inspired this. It's so unique. I think that Vero's Voice magazine, we should somehow garner up some sort of an award to give. I don't know if an award exists, but there should be one created. Explain to the folks what's going on, what happened last year at your church and what you're doing this year.
We are trying to give a sort of an immersive experience to people to walk through a really big story that happened 100 years ago as the beginning of World War I. And the first Christmas Eve, a lot of more people are familiar with it at this point because it's 1914, but we're literally in what was the most vicious war that ever been fought in history. It stopped on Christmas Eve and Christmas Day across 1,000 miles of the Western Front. And so we've built some stories around that and trying to get people to live through that experience.
I knew there was something special. Okay, so this was because the two sides, they ceased fire and actually came out and broke bread together.
Broke bread, they prayed together, they buried their dead, they shared mementos. They did it over the objections of the general headquarters of both sides, and yet it couldn't be stopped. And it's just a remarkable story, and with bits and pieces from the letters and newspaper articles over the years, and try to put a story together and let people get the feel for the world 100 years ago.
Now, what kind of a church is your church? Is it Baptist?
We're a Baptist church. Actually, it's not just our church. It's Morning Star Church, also in our community. It joins with us. They're a Presbyterian church, and so we're sort of
that kind of befitting.
Yeah,
that's kind of befitting that more than one church should be involved.
Yeah, and they're a very big part of what we're doing as well. And so it's been a wonderful collaboration between the two of us, and so we've had a great time and telling a new story. It's the same historical event, but a brand new story this year, built around the city of Ypres in Belgium, where so much of that war took place, and telling this year both the German side and the British side, and we're excited to tell the story. So
now this recording that we're doing will broadcast multiple times. What are the dates that people can? Now I want to warn you folks. Last year the lines were exceedingly long, so get out there as soon as you can. This is really an unforgettable. You know, people always misuse these, or we overuse certain words. It seems in this day and age. This is truly an unforgettable experience. What are the dates?
The 2 weekends, or a little more than a weekend, December 11th through 14th, that's Thursday through Sunday, and then the next week, December 18th and 21st, again, Thursday through Sunday. You're right, the first week is usually the better week for keeping from having to wait so long.
Yeah.
We've worked hard.
It got jammed up towards the end there.
It certainly
in a good way, though.
Yeah, we were glad for that, I guess, but we're determined to keep, a big part of this is keeping our groups small, because you're moving through scenes,
yes,
and we don't want the crowds to be too large.
Yeah, they only allow groups.
Right.
How many to a group, do you know?
You're essentially in a group of 25 moving through this experience. So you will just come and put you with whatever's
there.
there.
It's like walking through a living museum.
Yeah, that's really, I love the way you described it as a movie, because that's one of the first concepts we had, is as movie-like as we could make it. You move through it. We have a soundtrack that's really sort of the timer that keeps the whole thing moving in sequence. And we want to be as movie-like and for you to feel like you're in the scene as much as
also all the apparel that the women and the men wear, and the tables, I remember being in that tent where the infirmary.
Yes, we don't have the infirmary this year because we have a new story, so it's it's a lot of different things this year, but it's a lot of effort in wardrobe and costuming and sets, all that. Not a bunch of professionals, but folks that really giving their best to detail and working hard at it.
Who's at the genesis of this? Was just your vision, or?
I suppose so. I'd been thinking about it for really a long time, about 10 years.
What a wild idea. I mean, I was thinking about you. I don't think at that time I'd ever met you, but I was thinking, whoever this pastor is, what a wild idea. I'd heard a little bit of, talk on the street about it, the fact that this was your vision. I think you must be very proud of your congregation for the detail that's been involved and months of preparation, I presume.
I really am. And even particularly last year when the concept was new, I mean, I believe leading up to it, a whole lot of our people were giving their hearts and soul to it, but it was hard for anybody to picture it completely until you've been through it. And so I was really proud of our folks and their willingness to follow a wild idea, but God's blessed it and we're grateful for it. So
Now I'm looking at a poster here. Would you explain? I don't know what all this means. Sure. Would you explain what this says?
Sure. Well, the title this year, we're getting at the title, we pronounce it Ypres. There's much controversy about the correct pronunciation of this city. Many would say it's more Ypres with the French pronunciation. I've been told others. The Germans, it's a city in Belgium, it was known for its lace, had a wonderful lace museum that got destroyed in the war. But the British pronounced it as Weepers and Leapers, and it was just a hard city for, I think, English folks to say. We've settled on Ypres as our pronunciation, but it's built around that city. And so a lot of this story takes place in Belgium. We have some of the atrocities that happened in Belgium as a part of that story. We're in a Belgium cafe, we're in a German home, we're on a street scene in Belgium, and then we're on the battlefield. And we also feature a German marketplace. The famous German Christmas marketplace is just a real important part of German culture, and so we start our story really there. And then we bookend it with, we started in 1955, these two characters that meet are central to the story. We really start with them in a hotel back in Ypres 50 or 40 years after the war had ended, and sort of introduce them there, then tell the story, and then we meet them again at the end, back on that battlefield that's now a cemetery at the end of the war. So it's
is there a cost for this?
Well, there's a cost for our people, but there's not a cost for our guests. It's all free.
So the tickets are complimentary?
Absolutely complimentary.
Which is amazing.
Well, we're glad to have this opportunity. It gives us an opportunity to tell this interesting story, but more than that, to tell the story of Christmas. That is the hope of the world.
It is so well done, and I'm thinking, it's like, I don't know if you did this, and I bet you didn't, because last year was equally as fabulous. But really, maybe perhaps this year, I don't know if you have somebody that could put up the dough for it in your congregation, or somebody out there would maybe volunteer their services. I really think if you could possibly, because I know these are working people doing it on the side, this should be videotaped. It should be filmed, and then I could see it edited and with you filling in as a narrative. Now, obviously, you have a penchant for history. I
have some interest.
It's conjecture on my part, but this guy loves history.
On the other hand, there's many folks much more grounded in history than I am. But
you're putting it to action. That's pretty cool.
We're trying to. We hope to get it video live. We have some snippets, and we would like to get it video this year. Whether it's going to happen or not, when you're in the middle of these things,
please make that happen if at all possible.
It's really challenging.
You could put it on the internet, and then it could be forever in YouTube. And this is going to minister annually. I mean, year round, it would minister and maybe bring people to saving knowledge of the Messiah.
You're exactly right. Part of what happened last year, we ended up with 5,000 people coming through. We were so overwhelmed just trying to handle all the people. We're expecting maybe 7,000 this year, and so it's in the middle of all that to make a really quality movie, and we really want to do a quality job if we made it into a video that particularly we would share with others. That's the challenge.
Next year, I want to admonish you. I want you to take out an ad in Vero's Voice magazine, because now it's too late, and the more people that find out, I'd give them away left and right if I could. I can't afford to do that, but I recommend a little more promotional. But of course, the word of mouth. This has got to be, like everybody I've told is wants to go and see. Now, again, Pastor Frank, the dates are? The
dates are December 11th through 14th and 18th through 21. You can come anytime between 6 and 9 o'clock. We have groups leave out from 6. Every 10 minutes is a new group leaving. Actually, a group of 50 that gets broken into two groups of 25.
Okay.
It's a little different that way. But
now, do you have a website or a page?
If they want to reserve a time, they can go to Christmas1914.com and reserve a time so that they won't have to wait there's about half our spots are reserved by time. Others are just walk-ups. So
All right.
if you'd like to reserve a time, go to Christmas1914.com.
I think this is bigger than you ever imagined. I think I see this is going to grow exponentially. That's why I want you to get a videotape, because I think this is much bigger than Vero Beach. It's such a cool idea.
Well, thank you. We plan to do it at least, if the Lord willing. You have to get through this year, but we'd love to do it one more time. And
one more time.
Well, at least one more time.
Forget about it.
I don't know that we'll
have trouble. You got to do this every year. Are you kidding?
There's a lot of history out there. There's a lot of places to go with these kind of
work, though, that's involved. I'm sure your wife is kind of going, oh, I don't know.
Well, I want to just tell you, I have to brag on our people. We've had rehearsals in even in the last month, where literally I had 100, 150 people. It was raining on those. We would rehearse on Sunday afternoons, but a lot of these was outside, and it was pouring down rain. And I had 150 people, many of them senior adults to young children to a whole lot of young adults in this, but just working their parts, working the details, making it happen through rainstorms, literally, because we only have so much time to do it. And I'm very grateful to a whole lot of people who've sacrificed a lot to make a great story and to tell it well. So.
Once again, Pastor, the website?
Christmas, and then the numbers 1914, Christmas1914.com.
Thanks for meeting me here at Bocce.
Rhett, thank you so much for letting us have this opportunity to tell about this production. We appreciate it.
Folks, do not miss this. I promise you it'll be a memory. This is the Mayor of the Airwaves. Got to take a break. We'll be right back. Today's broadcast brought to you by Vero US 1 Nissan and Route 60 Hyundai. Tommy and Anne-Marie, they own both the dealerships, and they help a lot of charities out there locally. So when the cycle comes around for a new car, please stop into Vero US 1 Nissan or Route 60 Hyundai. Also, today's broadcast brought to you by Dr. Mallon, Dr. Snell, Dr. Katz, Dr. Kadadade, and Dr. Brannigan, Center for Advanced Eye Care. 5 eye doctors that genuinely care about your eye care. We'll be right back.